Hey guys, welcome back. This is another episode, another live show that we're gonna do called Recovery Talk. And I always say this in the beginning and at the end. The reason why I started doing this, the main purpose is to bring awareness to addiction and to show other people that recovery is possible. Now, I got sober in a 12-step program. If you didn't get sober in a 12-step program, but you struggle with drugs and alcohol and you no longer do, I want to hear it. It inspires hope. Me personally, I don't care really how somebody got sober, but if they had a miserable life and they no longer do, I want to hear from you. So please, guys, reach out to me. You can direct message me here or on my other Instagram at Pro Recovery Power. It's pro_recovery_ and power. So today, hey guys, so much people coming in. A lot of you guys always tune in, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much, man. This means a lot to me. It does, because 4 years ago, talking about addiction, being pro recovery and less anti-addiction, like that. That wasn't something I wanted to do. Actively drinking and using drugs. I'm not thinking about getting sober, giving back, and reaching out to other people. So thank you guys so much, man, for being here. But today, I have Shay is gonna be joining me, and she's gonna be telling her story. She's been sober coming up kind of almost on a year now. And I spoke with her, we talked for a bit, and I got to kind of hear her story, but I'll hear her entire story, once she logs on now. And I actually have not said this before ever, but because I keep forgetting. But if you guys ever have questions in the middle of this thing for either my guest or for me, please, you guys can ask it. The thing here, you can put a question in there in the comment, and we can read it and hopefully we can answer it. But we're waiting on her now. She should be here very shortly. But hey, if you guys got questions right now, I can answer them if you guys do. Can somebody here tell me three things that you're grateful for? Ready, go. Oh, here she is. You guys can still tell me, but I'll get her on right now. John, no questions? Oh, my wife. Hey.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. It's good to meet you, I guess you could say.
Yeah, face to face, right?
Yeah, I know. We talked a couple times and everything. But it's good to meet you. Man, the lighting is perfect there.
Oh, good.
Yeah. The lighting on all your pictures is really good, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of people joining now. But Shay, thank you again.
Pressure's
for
on.
being here. Yeah. But thank you again
Yeah,
for
you're
being
welcome.
here. This is in my opinion, anybody, has a story to tell. This is just me though. I think they should tell it, because there's people that used to be where they're at, and they're looking for a way out. They're looking for help, but they don't want to reach out, And I always say this, with the pandemic and a lot of stuff shutting down, like everything in California is still shut down.
I
Except for the
know.
gyms. They amazingly opened the gyms, and it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how that
And
works,
it's
but they're shut.
opposite for us. Like everything's open, but the gyms are closed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But the one thing I always say that will never close is social media. Social media is
Yeah.
not going to close. And people who are struggling with drugs and alcohol, they could be scrolling one day, and then they'll see this and they go, man, I can relate to that girl. I've done what she's done, man. Oh, let me reach out to her, or let me try and seek out help now, So,
Absolutely.
yeah, thank you again so much for being here, man. I really
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
having me. I'm
Oh
excited.
yeah, absolutely. I gotta, with everybody that's been guests on here. Like we gotta do like a giant Zoom meeting, and just do like some table talk stuff and everything.
Yeah, we
That's pretty
should.
cool. Because on Instagram they only allow you to go one person at a time. Like I don't think another person could join us in the live stream. It's just
Oh, that's
one
a
at a
bummer.
time. I know, bummer. So maybe you guys can work on that Instagram.
Yeah. Come on, get with
Yeah.
it.
So Shay, can I ask you, how long have you been sober?
Okay, so I've been sober since May 6th of 2020, so just over
All
eight
right.
months.
All right. Congratulations. That's a big deal, man.
Thank
I
you.
remember when I couldn't stay sober for 8 hours, like literally,
Me too.
like it was like an eternity. and and where are you from? Just so our viewers may not know.
Yeah, I'm in Utah.
Utah. Okay, there's a lot of snow there, huh?
Yes, and I live in a small mountain town, and so as I look out my window, I can see the mountain with the snow all on
Oh, yeah, I know.
it.
It's kind of weird. It's been like a warm winter for us here in California. I mean,
Same.
it's like spring. You know what I mean? Like it's not even cold. I can't even wear my sweater or jacket because it's too hot. Yeah.
I kind of love it though. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't like to be cold. I don't know why I live in the mountains with how I am. But you and I were talking about this, that I like the dry air. The humidity
Yeah.
is not fun anywhere else. So.
Yeah, being born and raised in Hawaii, like the humidity is just crazy. Like you just sweat. You could be sitting in the shade and just be sweating because I
Yeah.
remember like every day when I would like get up to go to work or so, or going anywhere in my car, it's so hot. Like even with the AC on, I gotta warm my car up and have the AC turn on and for like 15 minutes before it gets cold.
It's
It's
opposite
it's
here.
so
Turn
hot.
on the heat. It's so
Oh
funny.
yeah, yeah. So the last question I'm gonna ask you before you go into your story is, what was your choice in drink and or drug if you did drugs? I'm not sure.
So yeah, I'm an alcoholic. I smoke weed, but that's really it. Alcohol was my DOC,
Yeah.
and pretty much liquor. I didn't care for beer, still don't. My husband is
Yeah.
actually a normie,
Hmm.
and so he has beer in the house, and that's totally okay for me. I know that for some people they can't have anything in the house. I know
Hmm.
some people they can have everything in the house, and it's okay. But for me, liquor, hard liquor of any
Yeah.
kind, or even wine, anything that can get me drunk quick was
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah
I was the same
shots.
way. Like I stopped drinking beer like years into it. Like I just moved on to hard liquor like at a really young age, and
Hmm.
I would mix my drinks. Vodka and Red Bull, that was my drink. So it'd be like 90% vodka and a splash of Red Bull in there for me.
Yeah,
And it
right.
just progressed. I started just drinking it straight out of the bottle. I want like
Yeah.
10 years into it. I just started doing that.
I remember I moved home after my divorce when I was young. My divorce when I was young,
Hmm.
um, and I had bottles in the back of my car. This is so bad, and my mom threw them all out because she didn't know which had vodka in it and which was water.
Oh wow.
Like she
You
knew
know,
I was that bad,
yeah, I remember there
and
were
I was like
times.
20. I was 21 at that point.
Oh, really? I remember that's
Yeah.
funny you said that because when I was like 25, like my mom would like try to go and snoop through my car. Oh, she would do this all the time, but she didn't think I didn't know. And like she'll go through my car saying, "Oh, I was looking for something else," but I would have tons of empty like handle vodka bottles, like 15 of them all empty in the back of my trunk. And like she suspected. I mean, it's kind of obvious though, but I totally denied it.
Yeah,
Um,
you're like there's someone else's. I
yeah,
don't
yeah. It's my friends. They left it in my car, a couple months ago. I just never cleaned it.
know.
You
I
know.
know the things
Yeah,
that
it
we
was.
think we're getting away with.
Yeah, I know. But Shay, at this time, I can give you the floor to kind of tell us your story.
Okay, so I have notes. I'm sorry, guys, but
Oh,
I
it's
don't
all good.
remember things off the top of my head all the time. So, um, sorry if I kind of refer to these a little bit, but yeah, for me though, my story isn't a story of hard too much hard knocks. I guess I should say like I was lucky enough to not have any run-ins with the law. Um, I didn't lose my family. I've been married for 13 and a half years to my second
Mhm,
husband,
mhm,
and he's stuck by my side, so I've been really fortunate with that. So my story really kind of starts with genetics. I believe because of how many people in my family, my grandpa, my grandma, on both sides. I've got, three of five on my dad's side, five of 11 on my mom's side that I know of that are addicts. And that's just the people that I know of. So for me, I feel like even if I never had a drink of alcohol in my life, I would be an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that rings true for me, for very many other people or not, but that's just how I feel. I mean, I can't say that's 100%. I'm not a doctor. I haven't had any tests taken or anything like that, but
Yeah.
that's just what
Like,
I
no,
think. Yeah.
I can relate. Like me personally, I know exactly what you're talking about, you know.
Do you?
And I can relate to that as well. Like even if I never did, you know, those isms they talk about in the room, like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I had signs of them as a young kid, you know. So I get it. I understand.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, growing up, my dad's an addict also. So um, I had religious pressures that said you can't drink, you can't do drugs. But then I had a dad that drank and did drugs, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw that in the home. But then I also saw him going to church, you know, so that was really backwards for me, backwards in my brain
Mm-hmm.
as I grew up. I didn't drink until I was 19. That was
Mm-hmm.
when I had my first drink of alcohol, but I was a full blown alcoholic by the time I was 21, guaranteed.
Wow.
Um, and I can kind of go more into that later.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I also had some childhood trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I think that unfortunately that happens to quite a few people. And I didn't get help with that until I was an adult. So I think that if people can get therapy for things that they unfortunately have to go through, the sooner the better. I got therapy for it as soon as I could, and it definitely helped. I think that for a long time I did self-medicate with alcohol to cope with the trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting blame on that, but it's just a fact. I didn't want to think about what you know what I
Yep.
had gone through, and I wanted to numb the PTSD.
Yep.
So that's part of my part of my story as well. So then I got married really young to get out of my house. I got married to my high school sweetheart, and I don't know if we were in love, but I just wanted out of my house because my dad was full blown an addict too. So like I was kind of living
Yeah.
in crazy. I wanted to be out of there. And then started drinking with that husband for about 2 years, and then we got divorced. So got divorced young, and from there, that's when I became a daily drinker.
Uh-huh.
I moved back home with my parents, and I had a little fridge in my little basement room, and it was Bacardi, Bacardi, Bacardi from there, because that was easy to get down from the bottle. So yeah, going out every night to the clubs with my girlfriends. I was 21, and I was
Mm-hmm.
waitressing, so it was really easy to go out at night, sleep in,
Yeah.
work at night, and go out after that. So
Yeah.
lived that lifestyle for a while, and then actually got married again. So got married, was able to kind of function pretty well for a while, and then in 2010, after really not functioning again, I a lot of waves. I was a roller coaster drinker my whole life. Like I would
Yeah.
get sober for people, not for
Yeah.
myself,
Uh-huh.
and then I would like stop for a while. So anyway, was sent to rehab. I didn't choose to go to rehab. I was
Mm-hmm.
sent to rehab in 2010, and I spent 90 days inpatient there.
Okay.
I'm grateful for it. I
Mm-hmm.
wish I didn't spend the money that I did. If I know that people really need it to get past
Mm-hmm.
past the
The
first 90
cravings and
days
all
or the
that.
first
Yeah.
30 days or whatever it is. And I
Yeah.
totally recommend rehabs. I unfortunately went to one that just wasn't so great. So I have kind of weird feelings about it is all.
Yeah.
When
Mm-hmm.
when you hear my hesitation in my voice, it's just my own personal experience.
Yeah. I've heard that from other people as well. So
Have you?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like this go around, it was kind of easier to be like, I'm not going to rehab. Like whatever I have to do, like I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it. I did attend an IOP this last go around though, so
Mm-hmm.
that was, especially during COVID, that was sorry, I don't know what word I'm trying to think of, but
Yeah.
it was nice that we were virtual anyway, because I
Yeah.
could do
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
virtually from
Impatient.
my
Yeah.
house, and it just worked. So yeah, did the rehab thing in 2010, and that's when I got sober for 22 months.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time I had my first baby.
Uh-huh.
So she is 9 now.
Oh.
Okay, so I was basically sober for 22 months, and then started drinking again in 2013 because I thought I was cured.
You too?
because because I hadn't drank for 22 months, and so
Right.
I could do it again, right?
Yeah.
So I was with my husband in Vegas, and I was like, oh, I think we're gonna drink tonight. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, cool. Like, let's do this. Because he thought I was cured too. He doesn't know any better. He's a normie. He's
Right.
just gone along for the ride with me. So did that, and then was a shit show like crazy after that from 2013 to 2019. I've got some funny war stories I could tell you in between there. My husband, we were downtown this last weekend, and he reminded me. He said, "Do you remember pulling the hair of the lead singer of Whitesnake?"
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, you kept on calling him Bret Michaels, and you're like, is your hair real?" And he's like, "Don't call me Bret Michaels. And yes, my hair is real." I guess I was just like taunting this guy in a lobby of a hotel, and I end up pulling his hair, and like, what the hell? Who does that shit? So that's a funny story of when I was drunk. And then another story, which is kind of funny, but it's a reminder that we put ourselves in really dangerous situations when we're drunk. I was in a cab in Las Vegas with like full blown gangsters. Like they had tear tattoos. Like they were
like legit. They were legit.
Gangsters. Yes, and I told them I would cut them. Little old 5 foot me is gonna cut this gangster. Oh my gosh. Luckily they thought I was funny and not like serious. Because that would have been, oh my gosh, like
Yeah. Oh, that is funny, man. Oh, good.
Like scary, but
I've done things like that as well, drunk, like I mean, I would just black out drunk like every time. Once I got about maybe like 24, the goal was to get blackout drunk as fast as I can, and I would call it like time travel. I'm at the bar, I time travel, I'm in McDonald's, I time travel again, I'm at somebody's house. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh man, no, I totally get it. At the end there, I was blacking out 90% of the time. It was just because I was drinking so quickly and so early that by the time it was even 1 o'clock, I wouldn't remember. It was nuts. Yeah. So I feel you there on the blackouts. But anyway, so my kind of end of the end for me was end of 2019. I ended up in the behavioral health unit. So I had been having suicidal ideations for about a year. So that was not fun. I had another baby in this time, had postpartum depression that I wasn't really aware of, that I was also drinking to self-medicate for. I didn't talk to a doctor like I should have and get on medication. I just drank. So yeah, I just felt like a shit parent after all, so long, so much time of doing this, and in between this time being sober for months of time and then relapsing because it wasn't really my choice. It was never my choice, and I think that's the sticker. That was the sticker of all of it. So I don't really know how much more you wanted to know. After the suicide ideation situation, I got help. I was in the hospital for 3 days. I got out, and I got on medication, and that really helped. I was sober for 4 months, and then I relapsed January 1st, 2020. So I'm sorry, everyone, for 2020.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, but you know that the naltrexone shot, the shot you were talking about, some people may not know, they're unaware of this, but could you talk more about that?
Yeah, so I actually ended up getting on the shot after talking to my psychiatrist, after working with a psychiatrist, and after finally deciding after the click happened on May 6th, my sobriety date. I talked to him like a week after that, and he was like, okay, let's get you an IOP and let's get you on this shot. And it's called Vivitrol.
Mm-hmm.
It's a it was originally an opioid receptor blocker for people that were on opiates that
Mm-hmm.
couldn't, get past that. It stops you from feeling that high. So it's actually very dangerous to be on it and take opiates because you can overdose very easily because you don't feel
Yeah.
the effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have to like wear a bracelet because same thing. Like if I were to get in a car accident, they couldn't give me opiates for pain management. But
Mm.
anyway, so they found out that it does the same thing for alcohol.
Okay.
It blocks the receptors for alcohol cravings. And so it's a monthly injection that I get in my butt. And
Ow.
yeah, it hurts for a couple days to walk, but it's so worth it. I would
Mm-hmm.
take any side effect for no cravings like I have. I probably had 5 cravings in the last 8 months.
Wow.
So it's a game
That
changer.
sounds like a miracle, that thing, man. Only
I know.
5? Wow. Somebody else,
Yeah.
look, somebody who's sober, AZ, they just got their shot too.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
it's a
right.
game changer. It really is. And I mean, I know that it's pricey. That's the thing that sucks so bad. Like
Yeah.
it's been around. I was talking to my psychiatrist, it's been around for 16 years now. I really think that they need to, I'm going to start like advocating for a generic because I think that people need
Hmm.
to be able to get their hands on it. Um,
Yes.
it's important.
Yeah, and
That
then
was my
isn't there
problem for
something
a
else?
long
Oh,
time. Sorry, go ahead.
isn't there something else besides the shot you're talking about?
Yeah, so like the Vivitrol is very pricey. The reason why I had to get on the shot was because I couldn't take the pill form, which is called naltrexone. I was on that and it gave me bad stomach aches, probably due to my weight. That's what they said because I just don't weigh enough. It
Hmm.
went through my system weird, so it shouldn't bother most people as long as you work with your doctor. And my psychiatrist said, start with a low dose and work up.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, if it works for you and as long as you just are diligent and taking it daily, it's way more affordable. I think he was saying it's like $23 to $28 a month. So
Yeah. That
yeah,
that's a lot more affordable for like
that's
the
way
average
more
person.
affordable than a couple, 1,000 or so for the shot. But that I'm telling you, just try it. Try the pills
Yeah.
because it's so worth it. If you're because for me, I couldn't get past those 30 days or even like past a week because I could
Mm.
not stop giving into the cravings.
Yeah.
I would just drive to the store. It's like I don't care, fuck it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, yeah. I mean that's crazy though. Like, see, I knew about this, but because like when I went to school to become a counselor, I learned about this. I Prior to that, I was like, what? Like, does people know about this? Like, how come? And then come to find out, oh, it's super expensive. That's
Mm-hmm.
the major reason. But even though I think people even who could afford it are unaware of it. They don't know that it exists. So that's cool because when we first talked, you mentioned that. I was like, oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's good to bring awareness, to that
Yeah,
because
and I do know that a
12
lot of
step.
insurances cover it. Like after if you for my insurance, once I reach my max out of pocket, then it's covered. So it's like
Oh
okay,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because
they figure out the system.
the other thing is like I got sober in a 12-step program, and
Uh-huh.
12-step programs, if you're like full-blown addict or alcoholic, the only thing to do is total abstinence. And I understood that. Like now, speaking as a counselor though, it's it's not it doesn't always work with
Mm-hmm.
certain people, and there's a lot of different variables, but in general, like something like what you're talking about, like with getting the shot, or getting the pills, something like that. Like some people they're on Suboxone for years to kind of taper off of like using heroin and things like that, or pain pills.
Mm-hmm.
That saves their life. Literally, they wouldn't be able to do it without these medications that they're taking.
Right.
So those things saves lives. And that's great. That's I'm all for that. But for myself,
Anything,
I
anything
yes,
helps.
like, but speaking just for me, like I know for sure I can never ever safely use drugs and alcohol again. I can't.
Same.
And it's because if I drink, like my wife too, like your husband, he's a normie. My wife is a normie. I mean, she barely ever drinks. But
I want to answer Tiny Vessel, Mighty Heart. I have
oh
one
yeah,
as well. And some people don't consider me sober. I don't smoke a ton, but I do here and there, and I consider myself sober. So I think that if you want to consider yourself sober, you can consider yourself sober. Because my problem was alcohol, not
oh,
marijuana. That's
oh okay.
my.
I was like, what question is that? So I
Oh,
found it.
she just said that she had a cannabis card. And yeah, I do
Oh, I
as well.
see.
So.
Yeah, and you know, like, hey, if that works for you, bro, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, that's all good. Like,
Yeah.
as long as I don't start going, oh wait, they can do it, I probably can do it too. No, no, no. Then I get into
Yeah,
different
yeah,
trouble.
yeah. You have to
Yeah,
do what
yeah,
works for you. Like,
yes.
if it's gonna
Mhm.
lead you back, if cannabis leads you back to your drug of choice that causes you problems, like,
Yes,
you know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
if
absolutely.
you're keeping the peace and you can keep your shit together and you're all good, I think
Yeah,
I'm not.
that's so true. You know,
I'm a
like
weed fan. I feel it's more medical than
recreational.
drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So to kind of sum it up then, so you got sober and stayed sober like through psychiatry and getting the shot. So this shot, does it like last forever or something? Or I know you've been taking it monthly, but
Yeah.
how does that work?
So yeah, unfortunately, it is something that you have to take monthly, and that's why it's just not affordable to the masses because
Yeah.
every shot is very
Yeah. So
expensive,
it's like
and
paying
it just
rent.
doesn't. They don't have anything. Yeah, they don't have anything that lasts longer than that. I was talking to my psychiatrist about this as well. That a lot of they've been working on trying to find something that lasts longer, and that they have a pellet that they once implanted under the skin.
Oh,
Um, but that caused problems, or I don't know. He didn't go too far into it. But they're working on it, so it's good to know at least they're
yeah.
trying. I guess
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
something about the Vivitrol that the reason why they haven't been able to make it generic is the long lasting effect of it, that it lasts a whole month, or not the
Oh,
long
I
lasting,
see.
but the extended release. I'm sorry, the extended release
Oh,
of it.
okay, okay, okay. Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, all right. So, I mean, that's pretty cool, you know, because like it's different. Like you got to where you're at in being sober differently than I did, and other people have got sober differently. But we all arrived at the same place, you know, like
Yes.
the same kind of sober life that we're trying to live, you know, and you know, some of the behaviors that I learned, you know, active in addiction, was things that I had to recover from, you know, stopping like drinking and stopping like using drugs compared to telling the truth, being honest, like that was easy compared to doing all these other things, because like I was just so far gone, you know, like God really had to intervene in my life, man, because like I couldn't do it personally. I needed help, but I wasn't gonna ask for it. I was gonna die from it or die with it, and I was like, that's it, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, I commend other people, you know, that I've had people on here that you know, they never crossed that line I crossed, and but they still was like, wow, okay, I probably should stop. It's affecting my relationship with my wife or my husband, work relationships, my mental health. I should probably think about, you know, cutting back. Like there's a page, there's a bunch of them I follow on Instagram, 1,000 Hours Dry, and I mean I really have a lot of love and respect for them because what they're doing is 1,000 Hours Dry. It's a challenge. It's 42
Yeah.
days equals 1,000 hours. So
Yeah.
they just challenge people, you know, hey, you know, it's not like, hey, you're an alcoholic, you should just stop drinking or nothing like that. It's just and some people, they just never go back to drinking. And
Right.
what I
Once
learned
they
is a
realize it's the good life on this side.
yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like waking up on Saturday, you remember everything you did Friday night, and all your money is still in your bank account. You know, it's great. It's a better way of living, in my opinion. But like, I don't have nothing against people who drink and stuff. I mean, that's all
Right.
good. I mean,
No
I don't know. Did you
judgment.
see my? Yeah, I posted on my story last night. I was barbecuing upstairs on my roof in my on my building I live in, and then like they're having some birthday party up there, and these people was trash, man. It was funny. I was thinking, oh my gosh, was I like that? It was hilarious. Like these girls are all like, they're trying to bet who's gonna get drunker faster. It's hilarious, man. It's
I
so
know.
funny. You know, but they honestly looked like they were having a good time. You know, nobody was getting out of control. I just know for me, I cannot do that. I can do that without drugs and alcohol today. You know, I don't gotta use it anymore. But okay, that's so cool, man. I really enjoy that. So, um, you want to take time to read? There's a bunch of people saying things. Sorry, as I was talking, I seen the thing just going and going.
Oh, I don't
Um,
know. Did anyone say anything?
okay. Sorry, I'm nearsighted, so I gotta like really go close. Okay. Oh, I see. People are just commenting. Okay, no worries. So
Hi.
at this time, as we're kind of winding down, I'm gonna ask you some questions. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So the first one is, I like this question. I really like this question. If I was brand new, I would definitely want to know the answer to this. And so, how did you think you became an alcoholic? So how'd you know that?
Um, for me, I'll go back to that genetic thing. I was surrounded by it. I had two uncles that have died from it now, and an aunt. So genetics. And then for me, sorry,
It's all good.
I kind of went over this, so I'm trying to figure out what to tell you that I didn't already go over, because it's really, for me, it's about the genetics and the childhood trauma.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I didn't drink my whole childhood, and so I didn't
Hmm.
really know that I was an alcoholic until I turned 19 and started drinking so quickly once I started. I started once I started drinking with my ex-husband, we partied every weekend, and I got drunk fast. And
Yeah.
then when I got divorced and I started drinking daily, I think somewhere in there, that's when I knew, like really knew I was an alcoholic, but I didn't admit it to the world until
Yeah.
this last May, like
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. I can relate to you on that because I didn't want to admit I was an alcoholic, I was a drug addict to anybody, and I didn't get sober because I reached my hand out for help. I didn't. So, long story short, I moved to California. I was living with my sister, and she caught me. Basically, I got caught, and I kept it a secret from my family. So that's how my deep dark secret came out. And honestly, it was a relief. It was the
Yeah.
same exact relief that drugs and alcohol gave me. That relief of, okay, it's out in the open now. You know, let's go get some help. You know, let me do that.
Same, same,
Yeah.
same, same. And that was the thing. Like, I was like, once I had that click on the morning of May 6th, after a 3-day bender, and I felt like shit the morning of
Yeah.
May 6th, let me tell you what. But that I
Mm.
had the click. And I said, I'm an alcoholic. Okay, fine. I admit it. Like, I admit it. I'm throwing it. I'm throwing it in the air. Like,
Mhm.
God help me. I'm done. I'm so
Yeah.
done. I'm so sick of being sick. And I told my therapist, because that's who I talk to, like a sponsor in AA kind of.
Yes.
I use my therapist that way. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to admit it. Like, I'm an alcoholic. And she's like, okay, what
Yeah.
are we gonna do with it?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, for me, I have to tell everyone. That's how I'm
Mhm.
gonna be able to stay sober, because I have to be accountable to
Right.
everyone in my whole life. I
Hmm.
can't keep on hiding it. Like, I
Yeah.
know that like a ton of people know I'm a drunk, and I just haven't admitted it. And they like my mom and dad or whatever, they know, or my husband, you know.
Yeah.
But for me to really say it out loud, and that's when I said it to like Facebook and Instagram, because
Yeah.
that's my extended family. That's how I
Right.
talk to everyone. And I just put it out there so that all the questions were answered. When I
Yeah.
was 111 days sober, I put it out there on Facebook, and I said, "Hi guys, like, I'm an alcoholic," to
Yeah.
my family. It was crazy,
Yeah.
but it was
I mean,
freeing.
and it's so like freeing and liberating, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just finally you're kind of just holding this all over here and finally you just release it. Oh, it's so amazing, man, that feeling of
It
relief.
is.
Oh
It
my
is.
goodness. Okay, so the next question, Shay, is what was your bottom and when did you know it was time to stop fighting?
Okay, so this is kind of a weird question for me, because I didn't have a bottom.
Yeah.
I had a click. Okay, so a lot of people, I like this question because I hear it a lot. And I know that a lot of people do have bottoms. And I talk to a lot of friends that have had bottoms, like ending up in jail, drunk driving ticket, you know, hurting someone else, hurting
Yeah.
themselves, loss of family, loss of relationships, loss of home, all sorts of things that are very much, you sound like a bottom. For me, I was just so sick. I would get, you know, and it's a progressive disease, and they call it a progressive disease for a reason, because every time you relapse, you get sicker. Like,
Yes.
it's not like, oh, I've been sober for 4 months, I get to start over on my relapse,
Uh-huh.
I'll be able to tolerate it more.
Yeah.
No, you tolerate it the same as before, and so it just gets worse and worse. And so um, on this last go around from January to May 2020, I um, I ended up in the hospital twice and the
Mhm.
ER once, which was $5,500 for 3 hours. And
Wow.
it's just, it's not worth it. You know, it's not worth
Hmm.
being so. I was sick like 3 times a week, but then I was sick from being sick. So actually, I was sick 6 days a week. Really,
Yeah.
it
Uh-huh.
was just compounding. So yeah, after being sick after that 3 day bender for Cinco de Mayo, I
Yeah.
don't know why I was celebrating it when I was just in isolation. Anyway, that's what alcoholics do. They find every reason to drink. So
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
drinking. I was drinking early for Cinco de Mayo this past year, and got really sick. And yeah, woke up on the 6th and said no more. And
That's right.
that was my bottom click.
There you go. Another, my friend, sobriety activist over there said, you read her comment? She likes that you didn't have a bottom, you had a click. It's the same thing. See, so hey,
Yeah.
you're very relatable to other people, you
Oh,
know? That's
good. I'm
awesome. Yeah,
glad.
yeah, yeah. Um, and then, Shay, in your opinion, what's the hardest part about staying sober?
Okay, so for me, it's the triggers and the surprises. So I don't get cravings, which is nice
Uh-huh.
because of the Vivitrol, but little things will surprise me out of nowhere. My husband had a little thing of olive oil in
Hmm.
the cupboard that looked like a nip,
Okay.
like a nip of alcohol. And I opened the
Yeah.
cupboard and I was like, I want to drink that olive oil right now. I just want to down that olive oil. And I'm sure people can relate to just like the random triggers like that.
Uh-huh.
For also thinking about the future and the hard times, I haven't had to face anything too hard yet.
No.
I'm very fortunate to not have had to face any death or loss of relationship or,
Hmm.
just anything very hard.
That
So I'm
and
worried about
and
that. I'm scared. I worry.
yeah, yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying, and I commend you for doing that because see, I didn't care who I hurt. I destroyed relationships. My goodness, I did so much things, so much horrible things, and it's like what I found out is, but what for me was, I knew like somewhere if I kept drinking and using the way I was, someday I would have a big problem with it. But I was like, I would just wait till I approach that day. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thinking I had.
I'll wait till that day comes. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then I'll stop. Crazy, crazy. Okay. Next question. What are things you do to maintain your sobriety?
yeah. So in the very beginning, I did quite a few things, but in the very beginning, I got it out of my face. So stopped following all the mommy needs wine Instagrams and started following, recovery
Uh-huh.
profiles, especially on my personal page.
Uh-huh.
I needed to get all that crap out of my face. Um, then I attended AA for a good
Hmm.
while. It was really
Hmm.
nice because we had it outside while the weather was still warm while I was sober. So I was actually able to see people face to face where I live, which was really awesome in those first early days, to have that community and kind of know that people around me are actually going through the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hmm.
I encourage AA for people. And for me, it's kind of been an up and down thing because 10 years ago when I went to rehab, and you know, that was a 12-step based program, it just didn't really work for me. It didn't resonate as well. And,
Hmm.
but this last time it did. Like I got it. And now I really love the steps of AA, and, you know, um, you see me post about it in my Instagram stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't attend it as much as I used to because I actually use Instagram a lot for my
Uh-huh.
recovery and my sobriety.
Yeah.
It's my daily reprieve. You know how they talk about that
Yeah.
in
Uh-huh.
AA.
Yeah.
When I make a meme or something, I that's my time to sit down and reflect on my own recovery and what I've been going through, and kind of put it out there for anyone that's listening and see if it resonates and helps anyone. So
Yeah. I can relate and understand to what you're just talking about in regards to like the strong sober community, specifically
yes,
on Instagram. I mean, it's amazing, and I'm not sure if you knew this, but I was on there the other night, and I was like, man, I started following this. He's an older Mexican guy, but he's sober. He's from LA, and
mm-hmm.
I reposted something of his, and then he called me. You can call people on Instagram. I
Yeah.
didn't know that, and I
I
was
get
like, my
nervous.
phone is
Well,
like,
I block. I don't call me anyone. Like I block that because I'm like I have to know you.
yeah, it's
But
different for women. It's a lot more different for women. But like, I was like, I didn't know that. And then like, and then it's a video call too. And I was like, oh, what's up, bro? Um,
yeah,
but there's so many, like literally, I unfollowed tons of people. And it's not like they're bad people or whatever. It's just I don't need to see my eyes see certain things.
exactly.
In general, I don't, they're out in the Caribbean partying. Like, I don't want to see that. It doesn't really make me want to drink, but I don't live that kind of lifestyle anymore. And some of them, was people that I knew from my past. You know what I mean? And it's not like because they're bad, I unfollowed them or something. It's just I'm all about living a sober life today, and that's all. My feed is full of that sober everything. Everybody's sober.
Yeah, what you put in front of your face is what you do. You know, it's kind of like who
Yeah.
you hang
Mhm.
out with is you hang out with
Yep.
the bad crowd, you're gonna start doing bad things. So
Yeah.
same
Hmm.
thing as what you put in front of
Exactly.
your face.
Yeah. And I never when I got sober, was in recovery. I never tried to do these things, but like today, like I cannot listen to the same kind of music I used to listen to. I can't watch the same movies. Like even using profanity, I used to that's how I used to talk. But
I
I
know.
don't even talk like that, and I wasn't even trying to stop swearing. It just happened to me. It is
Yeah.
amazing.
Just
I
doesn't it
still do
doesn't
swear just to
flow
be.
as much out of your
Yeah, yeah,
vocabulary.
exactly. Like when I'm like I gotta be really, really mad in order for like a cuss word to come out of my mouth. It's rare
Right.
though, but it used to be just a way of life. That's how I used to talk, and it's crazy. Yeah. Um, okay. Last question. Where do you hope to go from here?
Oh gosh, you know, I've been loving this Instagram community. I'm so thankful for it. I hope that, you know, people will continue to follow along and
Mhm.
grow this platform. I would
Mhm.
love to write a book someday. I think that would be cool.
Yes.
Um, maybe do more interviews like this. I appreciate you having me on. It's been
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna reach out to all my friends I know that does this. Hey, reach out to her. Reach out to her. I'll just
I
shoot
would
them your info.
appreciate that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
will for
Uh
you
huh.
too.
Yeah. um.
Yeah.
So, you just real quick before we wrap up,
Yeah.
cause see, my wife is a normie, and your husband is a normie. So what is it like having alcohol in the house, being around him? Maybe when you guys go to dinner and he's drinking, or like have a glass of wine, or beer with the dinner, or whatever.
Mhm.
Like, could you talk a little bit about that?
You bet. So, like I said a little bit earlier, I was a liquor drinker and beer
Hmm.
was just never my drink. So I think that's what's different for every alcoholic is we all have our thing and we all
Yeah.
have to be true to ourselves about what that is. So I can handle beer in the house because I don't like beer and never liked beer. It doesn't call my name.
Hmm.
So that's fine for me. My husband I just caught a really good one. I got one of the best. I just truly did. He has stayed with me through all of this for 13 and a half years. And, you know, now that I'm sober, he is really respectful of just what he orders. He doesn't order drinks at dinner. I tell him it's fine if I'm in the mood. Like if I'm in a good spot, I'm like, if you want to get a drink, go for it. And
Yeah.
he's usually like, I'm good, because he's a normie. He doesn't
Yeah.
care like I would. I would be like, I can? Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a drink, And I'm like, I'm kind of like annoyed when he doesn't want a drink, because I'm like, well, why wouldn't? I'm telling you, you can.
Yeah.
But like, it's great because I think we can connect now too, because I am not out here in La La Land, and
Yeah.
I remember conversations now,
Uh-huh.
so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I can relate to you because my wife is the same way, and like her she has 4 brothers and sisters. Well, she has 4 siblings. And
Uh-huh.
so there's 5 of them. So when we would get together as a family, they'll we're having food, they're drinking and things like that. In the beginning, when I first met her, she likes to go dancing, so we used to go out dancing and in the club, not clubs, but places
Yeah.
where they got
No, I know.
music
We
and
did the
there's a
same
bar.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I would think to myself, I'm like, man, I used to drink more than all of you guys combined in one night. It's crazy. And like they can literally like leave it like this much alcohol and then they're done. I'm like, bro, that's alcohol abuse. Drink it. It's crazy. It's so funny. Oh,
They don't
hey, I
like.
think I lost you
Don't
for a
understand
second.
why
Can you
they
hear me?
don't care.
Oh, oh. Yeah, sorry, Shay. I lost you for a second there.
Oh no, I was just saying it's just so, like I was saying, it's just so funny how they don't care,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Uh-huh.
we care so much. Like, can't waste that. Like when we
I
were in the
know, drink it.
pandemic before I got sober, the only thing I cared about was that we were stocked up on liquor,
Oh,
not the
wow.
food. Like I didn't care about the toilet paper and the water and the milk like everyone else. I wanted to make sure we were stocked up on the liquor. And oh my God, like we were stocked up. It was not, probably not, yeah, it was not good. It was my dream come true. I went out like a soldier.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
that
it
that
taught me
that
my
that's
lesson.
that's so funny because I can relate to that. That's so relatable, man. Oh, I would have done the same thing if I was still drinking. Food, we can get food later. The toilet paper, just go
Yeah,
take a shower. You know what I mean? Like whatever. We'll figure it out. Oh man.
I know.
Oh, this has been so much fun, Shay. You know,
Yes,
later on down the road, we gotta do this again. Because
I would love to.
you'll be at a different spot in your life. Yeah, definitely. But anything you want to say or to our viewers before we wrap this up? Oh,
I'm losing you a little bit. Sorry. Say that again.
okay. I can I
Oh,
can
not
I can
there.
hear you again.
Okay. Okay. I can hear you too. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I can hear you now.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, is there anything you want to say to our viewers? Because I'm gonna post this anyway. People are gonna see it. Anything you want to say? Any last words?
You can do it. If
Mm-hmm.
you're sober curious and you don't think you can, you can. I'm here to help. If you need someone to cheer you on or you need a little bit of encouragement,
Mm-hmm.
DM me. Um, yeah, I like helping people. That keeps me
Yeah.
sober. It truly does. And I also
Yes.
I think that helps other. I want to encourage other people to take that route as well. If you help other people try to stay sober, it's easier for you to stay sober. I think it kind of
Exactly.
puts some accountability on you, because you're like, oh, like, I'm keeping you sober, so I better
Yeah.
stay, stay
Yeah.
sober. It
Like it
works for
works both
me,
ways.
and
It
it's
works both
fun.
ways. And you
Yeah.
know what? I totally forgot about this, but I see my friends, my friend Steve and Jim, they're commenting. So
Yeah,
this is even more amazing because you literally got sober during the pandemic.
I
That's
did.
what Jim.
I
Hey, you know
did.
what? I gotta hook you up with Jim because he started a podcast. I'll send you his info and everything after this. Jim, if you're still watching, look out for that, bro. But yeah, that's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like triple the work. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Oh.
I'm not gonna like get a
Hey,
big
can you
head
hear me?
about it.
Sorry.
It was time for me.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
feel you know what, I'm gonna say I feel kind of lucky.
That's right.
Okay, because I haven't been forced to go to like any big gatherings or like celebrations or anything like that. I was able to kind of
Oh.
avoid that
Hmm.
stuff, and so I count my blessings. I try to look at the
Yeah.
positive side of it. Yeah, we were in the middle of a pandemic, and I got 5 months of my 12 months of drinking in 5 months. I'll tell you
Yeah. Wow, that's
that.
awesome. That's so great. Thank you so much again for being
Thank
here.
you.
I'll keep in touch with you though. So
Yeah.
this is amazing. Man. This is so much fun, man. I can relate to you so much. It's crazy.
Uh,
Oh wait, one more question. Sorry, I wrote it down here. Sorry, before we
okay.
go. Um, what is your take on non-alcoholic drinks? Like you like them,
Okay.
you don't like them?
Yeah. For me, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me, and that's. I think
Mhm.
it might down the road. Um, it tastes too much like the real thing, and
Yeah,
I'm one
yeah,
of those people that's like all or nothing. I don't like any
yep.
like in the middle. So like if I'm gonna have something that tastes like it, just give me the same. Just give me the real thing.
Right.
I don't.
Don't give us the
I don't want
knockoff
it.
version.
Yeah, I don't want to taste it and then not have the effect. Or maybe I'm just not ready to. And
Yeah.
I'm a Mountain Dew fiend, like
Oh yeah.
bad. So that's my drink. That's my drink of choice right now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, all right. Because I know people that they like that sober that they enjoy drinking non-alcoholic drinks and stuff, and that's cool. That's great. Like, that's nothing to do with me. It doesn't affect me at all. But me
Right.
personally, I never ever did like the taste of alcohol ever. So I'm not gonna
Right.
go and start drinking non-alcoholic drinks. I never liked the taste. So I just like the
Yeah.
effect that it produced for me. Like you were just saying. Okay, man, we
People
closed
are
the show
so
like 3 4
different.
times. Yeah,
My husband is a normie and he likes the taste. He doesn't care for the effect. He just likes the taste of beer. Like he
yeah.
doesn't care for the effect.
Yeah, my brother is like that too. Yeah, I know. I never did care for it at all.
Yep.
um, but hey, so thank you again so much. I know this is like the fourth
Yeah.
time we're closing the show and we keep opening
I
it
It's
back up.
okay. I
But
really appreciate it. It's really
yeah,
been fun. So
thank you so much, man. So I'll keep in touch with you, Shay.
hey, have a good rest of
Okay,
your night.
thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, that was Shay. That was the story. I always say this: if you got a story to tell, please reach out to me. If you know somebody that got a story to tell of how they went from addiction to recovery or alcohol-free life, alcoholic, alcohol-free life, whatever it is, hit me up. Send them my profile or reach out to them. Reach out to me. Whatever you guys want to do, because recovery is possible. Living a life without drugs and alcohol anymore, it's possible. It really is. And every weekend I'm bringing you guys more and more proof of people that's showing us it's possible. It's possible. It's not just me. There's tons of people out there, all over the world. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I see you guys next week.